President Trump's legal strategy is in full gear. There are lawsuits from Georgia to Michigan, from Nevada to Pennsylvania. Also allegations related to voter fraud and irregularities. Joining us now to help us understand all this and give us an update on where things stand is the Executive Director of the American Center for Law and Justice, Jordan Sekulow. Welcome, Jordan.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Where exactly do things stand with the president's legal fight?
You know, I also serve on the president's legal team outside of my role as the ACLJ. So, of course, we start with Pennsylvania. There's a number of legal challenges there, but one is already at the Supreme Court. And a stay that was put in place Friday by Justice Alito is still in effect as the time we're talking together right now. And that was a stay to segregate all the late arriving mail-in ballots. You could count them, but you could not include them in the actual total votes. So that has actually been referred to the full court. The full court has not yet made a decision on how they are going to proceed on that. So there's Pennsylvania. And then you're just starting to see the lawsuits, like you mentioned, from states across the country, the key battlegrounds, whether it's Michigan, Nevada, Arizona, of it potentially Georgia as well, because of the full hand recount that was announced today by the Georgia Secretary of State. I would just tell everybody watching right now, you know, it took 37 days from the 2000 election until we got the order, the ruling from the Supreme Court that put George W. Bush ahead in the electoral count and made him president of the United States. We're only about 8 days into this. And so you know, in the beginning, you heard all these accusations and of things happening all across the country. Is it machines? Is it people that are doing the wrong thing? Are there missing ballots? Are there extra ballots? Are dead people voting? Sharpie issues? All these different things. Then you give us a week, and we've kind of started to put together the actual legal cases that are going to be brought in court, either by the RNC, the Trump campaign, or the president's legal team.
What role does the ACLJ have in this? Does it have a role in this as well?
It does, because we of course, the American Center for Law and Justice, are, you know, one of our top issues is protecting the constitutional rights of all Americans. That would include their legal right to vote, to make sure that if they voted legally, that their vote is not again kind of canceled out by someone who voted either illegally, or a ballot that shouldn't have been accepted, or a ballot that was too late and the law that was changed was done improperly. So there's a constitutional issue that the ACLJ will be involved in the federal courts. Ultimately, especially if it hits the Supreme Court, on issues like equal protection, that every American's vote should be treated the same. And whether that vote is a legal vote or not should also be treated the same. So whether the signature machines are matching up correctly. I mean, we've got a whole host of issues that at the ACLJ, it has nothing to do with partisan politics. It has to do with protecting the constitutional rights of Americans and the integrity of your vote and my vote and our votes.
Jordan, what are your thoughts on the election results?
I think, as of today, you know, I get this question a lot because I'm a member of President Trump's legal team. So you can imagine people ask you, is there really enough legal issues out there? And I say, you know, after this morning, when Georgia announced a full recount, hand recount, but also an audit of their vote, that is a major deal. And that's a state that could flip. There are people that have done the statistics that could flip President Trump. There's the cases out of Pennsylvania. There are very serious allegations coming with the voting machines as well, that actually, if you use electronic ballot, but you get that piece of paper and then you stick it into that machine, 37 states use a machine that's been reporting problems. You can imagine how that could change the outcome of an election. So I ask people to give us, you know, the same amount of time that the Bush campaign had back in 2000. It was 37 days. We're about 8 days into this. Take it all with a grain of salt. Let the attorneys do their job, and again, we're going to make sure that the vote, the integrity of the vote, is secured, whether that is a vote ultimately that favors President Trump or Joe Biden.
How do you think all this is going to end?
You know, I think there's only two ways it ends. It either ends with a kind of massive Supreme Court case where they actually include, I think, a lot of these cases from different states together. They do a multi-hour case, which they're doing some of right now because they're doing everything by conference call. We participated in one of those as the president's legal team. My dad did it from where I am right now talking to you, Mark, and it was on conference call and not Zoom, no video, and they went way over the normal amount of 1 hour time total for each argument. So it would either end in kind of the massive case that could determine the outcome at the Supreme Court, or it will end at the lower court levels. And so again, it kind of goes all the way up, or these lawsuits kind of go midway and don't get above that. And if they don't make it all the way to the Supreme Court, it means that probably Joe Biden is president of the United States. If you get to the Supreme Court, I think, again, this is all, and you get these cases all there where it's outcome determinative. That is the key term to look for, is that the cases combined would change the outcome of where we see the electoral votes right now. And those are the two options. It's either going to be outcome determinative cases at the Supreme Court within 30 days, or Joe Biden will be president.
All right, the executive director of the American Center for Law and Justice, Jordan Sekulow. Thank you for your time today, Jordan.
Thank you, Mark.